Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk to you about premonitions. Do you believe in them? Have you ever had them? I have them to varying degrees, and I don't even know if I'd always call them a premonition, because I'd say 90% of them don't come true. So I don't know if that's because I get them and then something changes, or if it's not really a premonition at all. But I remember the first one I had rocked me to my core. I was pregnant with our second daughter. I was in the basement. I called it a waking dream because it was so realistic. And I was in the park. We live beside a park. I was in the park, and between our house and the park, there's a grove of trees. And on the other side of that is like a children's playground. So there's like big kids swings and there's baby swings. And so I had one daughter on the bigger swings, and I had the baby who wasn't born yet, but was due at any point in time, in the baby swing. And they were far enough apart that I couldn't, push the kids together. I had to go from one to the other, that sort of thing. And, but they were all, but it was all sort of right there. And two people approached the swings, and I realized at that point in time, something told me that I had to make a choice between which of the two kids I was going to protect. And I remember just having this feeling in the pit of my stomach that it just shook me to the core. It was in my, my whole core, from my chest right down to my tops of my legs. And I had to choose. Was I going to save, the eldest child or the baby? I couldn't choose both. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm going to have to protect the baby because she can't fend for herself at all. And pray that I had instilled enough confidence in the not quite 2-year-old yet, but she could talk and she could, maneuver, that she would either, her flight instinct would kick in, or she'd use her words to get herself out of something. And anyway, I just remember having that horrible, horrible feeling of dread. And it was to such an extent that I never took the kids to the park on my own. We had a third daughter. I never, ever took the 3 kids to the park on my own, because I can't do 3. I mean, I couldn't do 3 very well on my own anyway, but that was probably one of the biggest premonitions I'd ever had. And, I've had a couple of other ones since then that have affected my body in the same kind of a way. Like my whole core just freaks out. But none of that ever came true. I mean, I never heard of any kids ever being, taken from the park or any of that sort of thing. But it changed the way I acted. It changed what I would have done under normal circumstances. Under normal circumstances, I would have definitely taken the kids to the park on my own. We live right beside the park, but I didn't. I didn't ever do it. And the kids were asking for the swing set, and I kept saying, no, we live beside a park, but we hardly ever went over there. And, and that was all on me. So I wonder, where in our lives we stop ourselves from doing or saying or being or whatever because of some totally made up sort of false belief kind of system that we take as truth. I know we definitely do that from things we drag forward from our past, right? But then these other ones that just sort of pop up into your life, do you let them change, who you are, what you're doing, or how you're being? Or do you fight against them and move forward with even more determination than ever? Or do you just laugh them off and, don't think about them ever again? Let me know if you've ever had premonitions and, how that has or has not changed your life. That's my music for the day. Have a great one, everyone.